What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in and watching and listening to my rants, my rambles, my never-ending bullshit. I appreciate your appreciation of my videos, and I'm here to tell you guys about my new personal, this is completely personal to me, my new microdosing protocol. Now, before telling you guys my own personal protocol, I don't want I don't want anybody here to follow it. I'm just simply sharing it with you. I would much rather you, if you're gonna get into microdosing, to follow the standard conventional way of microdosing, which I've made separate video for, but I'll mention it here. It's by James Fadiman. He's got the book, I think, The Psychedelic Experience, something, Guide to Microdosing or whatever. I don't know what the title is. But he did some, whatever you call it. He had like a control group, and he did experiments on people. And he found that, the best or the most optimal way to microdose in his experiments, from his point of view, is to microdose on the first day, take 2 days off, and repeat. Microdose on every fourth day, essentially. Take 2 days off, reset the tolerance, and the effects of the microdose do carry on to the next day. Not to the full extent, but they do carry on. So they carry on to the next day, you take a day off after, you reset the tolerance, and you repeat. And it's a very viable, it's conventional, it's very good. If I was starting off microdosing, that's what I would do. And that's what I did. For quite some time, when I first started out, that's what I did. So this is why I'm saying don't follow what I do. I'm just sharing with you guys here, telling you what I am up to now. I've been microdosing for 6 months straight. And I've done so many different experimentations. I started with James Fadiman's, conventional way of microdosing. Every fourth day was good, but I thought, let me try other things as well. And there's a separate video for that. It's called, just look it up, Saeed Microdosing, How Much and How Often. Very long, 22 minutes, talking about different ways of microdosing, right? So I gave you the more conventional way. The other way is Paul Stamets. Paul Stamets is the mushroom guy. He microdoses the mushrooms. He does it, he does microdosing himself. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Look him up. Paul Stamets, he's the mushroom guy. He's world renowned, an expert, right? Scientist, a true scientist, not some fucking hippie like me, a true scientist. He microdoses 5 days on, 2 days off. 5 days on, 2 days off. 5 days on, 2 days. So his method utilizes the microdose a lot more than James Fadiman's method, right? So that's what I'm saying. There's not one method. I'm just giving you guys the conventional from the experts here. I'm not a fucking expert at this shit. I'm a crazy motherfucker who is experimenting a lot with something that we don't know about scientifically. We don't have solid backed scientific evidence from microdosing specifically, and if it has any sort of long-term effects or whatever, risks or whatever, right? I made a separate video for that as well, that there is a risk you're taking when you're microdosing, so be aware of that. I'm willing to take that risk personally. Now, I put all this, give you guys the conventional ways that people are doing it now. Paul Stamets, 5 days on, 2 days off. James Fadiman, every fourth day. Now, I will tell you what I'm doing now. What I'm doing now, and I microdose LSD, acid, right? I microdose almost every day. Almost every day. And the reason why I can do that is I've realized, and again, this is just me personally, I'm sharing here, not gonna apply for everybody. I don't build tolerance, or whatever tolerance I'm building is very little. It's minute. Because I do 1/4 a tab every day, or 1/3, but I won't go past 1/3. I won't go, 1/3 would be 30. 1/3 is what I've been doing lately. 1/3 would be like 30, 35 micrograms, between 30 and 35 micrograms. Now, keep something in mind. This is above the standard microdosing recommendation, where the microdosing recommendation is usually between 1/8 of a tab to 1/4 of a tab. So we're talking between 12 micrograms and 25 micrograms. I'm taking more than that. I'm taking about 30, 35. And maybe that's sort of canceling out the little bit of the tolerance that I've clearly, obviously you're going to build some tolerance here, right? But the thing is, I take 1/3 of a tab. I take like a break maybe once every 10 days, right? So it's not that every day. I'll take 1 day off maybe after 10 days or so, go back at it again. But the thing is, I'm taking 1/3 of a tab every day, and I'm not seeing anything like it's affecting me the same way. It's affecting me the exact same way. Oh, it is affecting me the exact same way. I've tried to do it for 3 weeks in a row just to see if I didn't stop. And it was affecting me the same way it was affecting me on the 21st day than on the second day. Maybe the first day it's a bit more profound because it's more profound because I've taken a day break. But it's like what's happening on the second day is the same as what's happening on the 21st day. It's the exact same experience, the exact same effects, and I'm feeling the effects, you know? Trust me, I've experimented enough with psychedelics to know if they're affecting me or not. Believe me, okay? So on the 21st day in a row I'm talking, it's just affecting me the same exact way as it's affecting me on the second day. So whatever tolerance that I'm building between that first and second day, which is not very much, it's the same one. It's carrying on the same thing if I do it every day. So I think what's happening with me personally, because I'm very active, I'm very athletic. I got an incredibly quick metabolism, man. I'm metabolizing so quickly. I think I clear out most of the molecule from my system within a 24-hour period. What else is there an explanation for it? Because it's not happening. It's the tolerance is not getting there. And that's good for me because that means I can do it more often. I don't have to take breaks, which means, you know, I can do my thing in the world, use the help of this beautiful gift, the food of the gods, the cheat code, the ultimate cheat code in life, as I look at it, to help me put out my mission to the world, right? Speak to you guys and do my thing in the world. And somebody in the comments mentioned that you take between 20 micrograms and 50 micrograms, I think, which 50 is a little bit too much. That is, you know, no man's land here, right? We're talking 50, we're talking between a trip and between a microdose. And you said you take it every day and you don't see any tolerance. So maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not the only one who sees, you know, again, it's not no tolerance. Obviously, I said between day 1 and day 2, a little bit of tolerance build up, but between day 2 and day 21, it's the exact same experience. So whatever little tolerance I'm building between that day 1 and day 2 is the same thing. It's not changing. It's like getting up and taking a talk of weed in the morning every day, and that's it. Like if you do that every day, you take a talk of weed when you wake up, and then that's it. You don't smoke weed for the rest of the day. And then you get up the next morning, you take a talk of weed in the morning, it's gonna fucking hit you. Maybe it won't hit you as hard the second day than the first day, but if you keep just hitting it, just one talk every morning, right? You're gonna feel it every morning. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel its effect. And that's what's happening to me. It's just becoming one of those things where I do it every morning, and it affects me the same way that it affected me the day before. So I'm very interested to see experiences, your guys' experiences with this, right? Because I think everyone's experience is different. Someone who is not as active as, say, me, someone who is not as athletic, you know, and as, you know, like I do intermittent fasting too, right? I fast 22 hours every day. So that also cleans up your system a lot faster, right? So I really think it depends on lifestyle, but I'd like to see if someone else is also not experiencing, you know, significant tolerance buildup from daily use of, you know, microdosing. Very interested to hear your guys' experience. I'm also interested to hear if you're having tolerance buildup, and when do you find that the tolerance buildup is there, right? Yeah. Before finishing out the video, just again make sure you know what you're doing, because there is a risk we don't know, because we don't know if microdosing has some sort of long-term effects in a negative way on someone, right? I made a separate video for it. Look it up. It's good. Just look up on Google LSD risks Saeed. You'll find it. I talk about the potential risks involved with microdosing, and I talk also about how I choose to take those risks anyway. So just be mindful, right? Be mindful of what you're doing. Be mindful, be responsible, and all of that, right? Again, I'm just sharing experiences here, and I want you guys to share your experiences as well, right? And yeah, God bless you all, guys. May the spirit of the fungus be with you. May the spirit of the mushroom and the ergot and the ayahuasca and the DMT and the peyote be with every single one of you guys. God bless you all. I love every single one of you, but don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.